This is a behind the scenes of how I plan to spend less than $200 for about 10 days worth of groceries. And that's not just dinner, that is all of our breakfast, lunch, snacks, and about 8 to 10 dinners. So let me show you how I'm gonna do that. Welcome back to my budget kitchen. Today we are in front of my coffee bar, which is decorated for Valentine's Day. And for Valentine's Day, I chose Disney mugs to put out because I'm a dork. We love Disney in this house, I love Disney in this house. Anywho, meal planning on a budget. So in this video, I am going to show you how I apply the techniques is kind of a fancy word, but how I apply the different things that I do to shop my kitchen to save money that are in my previous videos. So if you go watch the how to shop your kitchen the right way videos, there's two of them. There's a part 1 and part 2. And I tell you how to save the most money by buying fewer groceries, which makes sense. I say that a lot in the previous videos. You buy less, you spend less, but how is the tricky part. So in those videos, I give you the specific techniques and rules to follow. And in this one, I'm gonna show you a real example, a little behind the scenes of how I'm doing that for this week's meal plan. So I usually meal plan 2 weeks at a time, but this week I'm just doing it 1 week because that's just how it's happening this week, because life is a little crazy and I'll go grocery shopping again in like 8 to 10 days. So I know this is going to be backwards, but maybe I'll pop in a little picture of it here. So I've got a very organized, my meal plan and kitchen inventory don't usually look this pretty, but I knew I'd be filming it, so I made it look a little nicer. But I have my kitchen inventory on here, which again, I'll throw in a picture. So I'm just going to talk about it. So I've got my kitchen inventory on here. I've got a lot of veggies in my freezer, some fresh carrots in my fridge. I've got a few things of meat, and then I have my other category, which is things like spaghetti noodles, things from my pantry, canned goods, different things that are those flavor components that I talk about in the other video, which you need to include in your inventory, not just the proteins and veggies. To really save yourself money, you need to base your meal plan on all of these things, not just the proteins and veggies, okay? So then on this paper, I'm also showing the actual meal ideas that I've added to the meal plan and how few items I am going to have to buy for each of these meals. So Mediterranean tuna salad is a delicious recipe from Budget Vibes. This is probably the 5th time I referenced that website, but she has really good stuff on there, so go check it out if you are trying to cook on a budget. But for that one, we're gonna use the tuna I already have in the pantry. I already have most of the ingredients, actually all of the ingredients for the dressing that goes on it. So I'll just have to buy some red onion, some cucumber, and feta. And then I'm going to buy a big container, a bulk bag. Aldi sells most of their produce in large packages. So red onion is gonna come in a big package, and I'm gonna use it in a couple of other recipes. I'm going to make 2 types of tostadas. So I'm gonna make basically regular ground beef tacos, but I'm going to buy tostadas instead, make a simple swap. I talked about that in the last video, the part 2 of the right way to shop your kitchen, making simple swaps to buy fewer ingredients. I'm going to, instead of buying both tostada shells and taco shells, which is completely pointless, I'm going to buy tostadas and have flat tacos one night, and then barbecue chicken tostadas another night, which is going to use the chicken I already have, barbecue sauce I already have, the tostadas I'm buying for another meal, and red onion. So I'm just going to buy a few things for that. Greek chicken bowls will use up the cucumber from, so these 2 meals are going to share the cucumber and feta and lettuce and tomato, things like that. So in this picture that I'm going to pop in here, you will see that I'm only buying a few items for each of these dinners, and that is the ticket. So now I'm going to film myself at the grocery store at Aldi doing the shopping and see how low I can keep this budget. My goal is well under 200, but I'm hoping to get it even closer to 150. I do need quite a few basic things like coffee, things that are necessary like coffee, a lot of snack things. So hoping to keep it as low as possible. Even with inflation, we're gonna see how low we can get it. Several years ago, I was able to get 2 weeks of groceries for $150 if I really, really tried. But we have a toddler now who eats, and of course, inflation. So let's go shopping and see how cheap I can get it. All right, so now I am at Aldi. My grocery list has been completed and categorized, and it has 45 items on it. It had 46, and then I double checked my refrigerator before I left and realized I had something that I had put on the list. So actually 2 things, so 44 items, and my goal is to stay under 50. Some of these things I am probably gonna buy more than one of, so it's probably gonna end up being a little more than 45 anyway. I'm gonna try and avoid too much extra stuff, although sometimes I'm in the store and I realize like, oh, hey, that's a snack you like, I'm gonna grab that too. You know, even if I'm not buying a bunch of junk food, surplus things like that, occasionally there's a good reason to buy extra items. All right, so we're gonna run into Aldi. I'm gonna buy my 45-ish items, and we're gonna hope that it's well under $200. That is the goal. A while ago, I somehow managed to make like the most frugal grocery list ever, or meal plan ever, and I spent about $150 on a 2-week meal plan. I believe this was another case where I had a lot of leftover stuff in the fridge and freezer and pantry and everything, and I made a really, I did a really good job planning from my kitchen stock. I don't think I'm gonna be able to spend that little today, but one can hope, right? I'm not buying a whole lot of meat or anything like that, so let's go see. Also, one thing I probably am going to be adding is a freezer meal or 2 as backup emergency dinners, because I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am a little sick, as is my husband, as is the baby, the toddler. She's the patient 0. She's the one that got us sick. So just in case there's a few nights where I don't feel like cooking, even though I put pretty easy meals on this meal plan, I'm gonna buy some freezer things. Haven't decided what yet, but again, I'm gonna keep it pretty. You know what, actually I just decided right now I'm gonna grab some frozen tortellini, because I know I have a jar of pasta sauce in my pantry. So again, I'll only be buying 1 item to make a meal, so that sounds perfect. I'll do that. I'm gonna add that to my grocery list so I don't forget before I go in and inevitably forget. All right, got my quarter, gonna grab my pen, gonna add tortellini to my list, and now we're gonna go into Aldi. I did it. 159, 65, and 52 items, which is surprising and confusing because I did buy a few extra things. I forgot that I wanted to make some healthy-ish ranch dip for carrots with Greek yogurt and ranch mix. So I grabbed those, and then I did see a couple of special buy snacks that Aldi had out that I couldn't resist. They had a garlic buffalo dip. Could not resist. That sounds delicious. But I did also forget a couple of things. Or not forget. I forgot one thing. I somehow missed tomatoes, although I didn't see any, so I think they were out. So I need tomatoes, I need orange juice, and I need the tortellini. They didn't have any tortellini, and then for some reason they were also out of frozen spinach. So 4 things that I still need from Kroger or Walmart, wherever I decide to go. I might do Walmart pickup after work. And then I also forgot my husband's having friends over this weekend, so we need a few sodas for them. But that'll be like 6 items, so I'll be at 58, and it'll probably be $20 more because soda's a little expensive and frozen tortellini can be a little expensive. Still cheaper than going out though, which is the whole point of having those backup frozen emergency dinners, whatever I want to call them. So still really good. I honestly was surprised at $160 for everything I got. That was kind of impressive. And I'm probably not gonna go get the other things right now. I'm tired, like I said, I'm kind of sick. I have to go into the office later, so I'm gonna go home and we will probably place a Walmart pickup order. There's a Walmart around the corner from my office and then we'll be done. I also need gas. Not immediately. We'll leave that for another day also. But I got grocery shopping done today. And I'm working today. It's not a weekend day, so I don't have to grocery shop on the weekend, so that'll be nice. Back in my kitchen to tell you how this meal plan did. So it is 8 days later, and I actually don't need to go to the grocery store today. I could put it off a few more days, but I'm gonna go again today just because that's what works best for my schedule. Busy the next few days, different things going on. Want to get some Super Bowl things, so today's the day we're grocery shopping. But I did go ahead and make a new meal plan. This is a 2-week meal plan, and this grocery list has 54 items on it. So not even that much more than last time where I was creating a, what did I say? It had 8 dinners on it. And this one has 13 dinners on it. So 5 more dinners and like 10 more items on my list. I'm sure I'll buy more things once we get there, a few more snacks and things, or multiples of a couple of items. So probably closer to 60, 65, hopefully under 65 items. Overall, this was a really good meal plan. I rolled over a couple of meals onto this meal plan, so that's why it's low, duh. I put 13 meals on this next meal plan, so I won't have to grocery shop for another 2 weeks. But I rolled over a couple of meals, so I actually only planned and I'm shopping for about 10 meals again. So that's why my grocery list is still pretty small. But it was a successful meal plan. It was cheap. I only spent about, so I spent $35 more at Walmart after the, what was it, 152? I'm completely blanking on whatever I said in the clip a second ago, that amount that I spent, plus $35 at Walmart, or $36 and some change, because the pickup minimum is $35. And I was not about to pay $7 for a pickup fee when I could just buy duplicates of items I know I'm going to buy again, which is why they're not on this meal plan, or on this grocery list rather. And I needed a new container of concealer. So that's not actually a part of my grocery budget. So $35 more, but more like, I think the concealer was like $8, which is kind of ridiculous. But more like 25-ish more dollars for that meal plan. So still under $200 for over a week of groceries. So all in all, really good. Again, about to head back to the store, hoping to keep it around 200 or less again. It's probably a little less likely this time because I'm shopping for 2 weeks instead of a little over 1. So fingers crossed, it's still pretty low. But all of these tips and tricks, the making my meal plan based on what is in my kitchen is the best way to budget meal plan. All of these things keep my budget low no matter how many days I am shopping for. So if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you have any questions or if there was anything particularly helpful that I should talk about again. Subscribe for all my other upcoming videos with more tips and tricks to save time, money, and sanity in the kitchen and help you buy fewer groceries to spend less money. And if you're interested in travel videos, those will be upcoming as well, so be sure to subscribe to hear about those as soon as they're live. See you next time in my budget kitchen.